Good morning, students. Myself Deepika Singh, Assistant Professor in School of Pharmacy, BBD University. Today I will discuss about the topic formulation and manufacturing consideration of the emulsion. Introduction of emulsion. Emulsion is a dispersion in which the dispersed phase is composed of small globules of a liquid which is distributed throughout a vehicle in which it is immiscible. Emulsion is thermodynamically unstable system which is consisting of at least two immiscible liquid phases, one of which is dispersed as globules in the other liquid phase, and it is stabilized by a third substance which is known as the emulsifying agent or emulsifier. Emulsion originates from a Latin word emulgere, which means milk. It is a heterogeneous and biphasic system. The particle size of the globules ranges from 0.25 to 25 micrometer. An emulsifying agent and mechanical energy are needed to join the two phases. Emulsion is made up of two phases, as we know that it is a biphasic system. One phase is the internal phase or discontinuous phase, and other is external or continuous phase. First is the internal phase. The dispersed liquid is known as the internal or discontinuous phase. The droplet phase is also called as dispersed phase or internal phase. Second is external phase. Dispersion media is known as a external or continuous phase. The liquid in which droplets are dispersed is called as the external or continuous phase. Emulsifying agents. Emulsifying agents are the substances which are added to an emulsion to prevent the quiescence of the globules of the dispersed phase. They are also known as the emulgent or emulsifier. They help in formation of emulsion by the three mechanisms which are by reduction in interfacial tension. By this they thermodynamically stabilize the emulsion. Second is the formation of a rigid interfacial film which is responsible for the mechanical barrier to quiescence, and third is the formation of an electrical double layer which act as the electrical barrier to approach of the particles. Pharmaceutically acceptable emulsifier must also be stable, be compatible with other ingredients. Emulsifying agents are non-toxic in nature. They possess little odor, taste or color. They not interfere with the stability of efficacy of the active agent. These emulsifiers are classified as into three parts. First one is the synthetic surface active agent which makes the monomolecular film. Second is semi-synthetic and natural hydrophilic colloids which is responsible for the multi-molecular films. And third is the finely divided solid particle which is responsible for the particulate film. Selection of emulsifying agents or emulsifiers. An emulsifying agent is any material that enhances the stability of an emulsion by prevention of the quiescence and reducing creaming. The ideal emulsifying agent is colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-toxic, non-irritant and able to produce stable emulsion at low concentration. There are different examples of the emulsifying agent, like first one is the carbohydrate material, example is acacia, tragacanth, agar, pectin. Second is the protein substances like gelatin, egg yolk, casein, and third is the high molecular weight alcohol like stearyl alcohol, cetyl alcohol, glycerol, monospirate, and fourth is anionic, cationic and non-ionic emulsifying agents. Example is this is used for the water in oil emulsion formation. And last one is the finely divided solids. Example is bentonite, magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. Classification of emulsifying agent or emulsifier. First is the synthetic surface active agents. These are reduce interfacial tension and make the emulsion thermodynamically more stable. To reduce the interfacial tension, oil droplets are surrounded by a coherent monolayer of the surfactant which prevent coalescence. If the emulsifier is ionized, the presence of strong charge may lead to repulsion in the droplet and hence increasing stability. They adsorb at oil-water interface to form protective monomolecular film and micelle formation occurs. These surface active agent or surfactant are classified into three parts like cationic surfactant, non-ionic surfactant and anionic surfactant. Second is semi-synthetic and natural surface active agents are hydrophilic colloids. This is also known as a hydrocolloid emulsifying agent. They provide a protective sheath, that is the multimolecular film around the droplets. They impart a charge to the dispersed droplet so that they repel each other. Swell to increase the viscosity of the system. Because of that, droplets are less likely to change. Hydrocolloids are classified into two forms, semi-synthetic or natural. That means they may be semi-synthetic and natural. Semi-synthetic includes cellulose derivative like sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl cellulose and methyl cellulose. They are used for the formulating oil in water type of the emulsion. They primarily act by increasing the viscosity of the system. For example, methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl cellulose and sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. And second is the natural, which is maybe plant origin like polysaccharides, acacia, tragacanth, agar, pectin, and they may be animal origin like lecithin, cholesterol, wool fat and protein, that is the gelatin. And last, third is the finely divided solid particle. This is also known as the particulate film. They form a particulate film around dispersed particle. These particles rely on adsorption to interfaces and like the hydrophilic colloids function by forming a physical barrier to coalescence. Finely divided solid particles that are wetted to some degree by both oil and water act as a emulsifying agent. This results from their being concentrated at interface where they produce a particulate film around the dispersed droplet to prevent coalescence. These finely divided solid particle or particulate films are classified in two forms. First is the colloidal clays, for example bentonite, gum and magnesium trisilicate, and second is the metallic hydroxide, for example magnesium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. Types of emulsion. There are different types of emulsion like water in oil emulsion, oil in water emulsion, multiple emulsion, micro emulsion and Pickering emulsion. These emulsions are classified on the basis of the dispersed phase and the size of the liquid droplet. Oil in water emulsion. Pharmaceutical emulsion usually consist of mixtures of aqueous phase with various oil and waxes. If the oil droplets are dispersed throughout the aqueous phase, the emulsion is termed as oil in water emulsion. Fats are oil for oral administration either as medicaments in their own right or as vehicle for oil-soluble drugs are always formulated as oil in water emulsion. Water-soluble drugs are more quickly released from oil in water emulsion. Oil in water emulsion give a positive conductivity test as water, the external phase, is a good conductor of the electricity. Water in oil emulsion, a system in which the water is dispersed as globules in the oil continuous phase, is termed as water in oil emulsion. Water in oil emulsion will have an occlusive effect by hydrating the stratum corneum and inhibiting evaporation of the eccrine secretion. It has an effect on the absorption of drugs from water in oil emulsion. They are greasy and non-water washable and are used externally to prevent the evaporation of the moisture from the surface of skin, for example cold cream. Water in oil emulsion not give a positive conductivity test as oil is the external phase which is a poor conductor of the electricity. Multiple emulsions. Multiple emulsions are complex systems. They can be considered as emulsion of emulsion and have been shown to be secured in the cosmetic, pharmaceutical and separation science. It is a complex type of emulsion system in which the oil in water or water in oil emulsion are dispersed in another liquid media. In this way, an oil in water in oil emulsion consists of very small droplet of oil which is dispersed in the water globule of a water in oil emulsion, and a water in oil in water emulsion consists of droplets of the water dispersed in the oil phase of an oil in water emulsion, which are comes in under the multiple emulsions. Microemulsion. Microemulsions are systems which are consisting of water, oil and surfactant which constitute a single optically isotropic and thermodynamically stable liquid solution. A simple way to formulate a microemulsion was suggested by Hoare and Scullman. There are two types of the emulsion are microemulsion. One is the oil in water and second is the water in oil microemulsion. Pickering emulsion. The solid particles in the colloidal size may be used as a emulsion stabilizer. Such particles are known as a Pickering emulsion. Pickering emulsions are recently employed in many areas like cosmetics, food, pharmaceuticals, oil recovery and wastewater treatment. Advantages of emulsion. A pharmaceutical emulsion may be used to deliver drugs that exhibit a low aqueous solubility. For example, in oil in water emulsion, the therapeutic agent is dissolved in the internal oil phase. Following oral administration, the oil droplets and hence the drug may be then absorbed using the normal absorption mechanism for oils. Some drugs are more readily absorbed when administered as an emulsion than other oral comparable formulations. A pharmaceutical emulsion may be used to mask the taste of the therapeutic agent in which the drug is dissolved in the internal phase of an oil in water emulsion. The external phase may then be formulated to contain the appropriate sweetening and flavoring agents. Emulsion may be commonly used to administer oils that may have a therapeutic effect. For example, the cathartic effect of oil, for example liquid paraffin, is enhanced following administration to the patient as a droplet within an oil in water emulsion. The taste of the oil may be masked by using sweetening and flavoring agents. If the therapeutic agent is irritant when applied topically, the irritancy may be reduced by the formulation of the drug within the internal phase of an oil in water emulsion. Pharmaceutical emulsions may be employed to administer drugs to patients who have difficulty in swallowing solid dosage form. Emulsions are employed for the total parental nutrition. Disadvantages of the emulsion. Pharmaceutical emulsions are thermodynamically unstable and therefore must be formulated to stabilize the emulsion from separation of the two phases. A pharmaceutical emulsion may be difficult to manufacture. Ideal properties of an emulsion. It should be able to reduce the interfacial tension between the two immiscible liquids. It should be physically and chemically stable and inert in nature. It should be non-irritant and non-toxic in which the concentration used. It should be able to produce and maintain the required viscosity of the preparation. It should prevent the quiescence of the droplet of the dispersed phase. Formulation of the emulsion. Formulation of a pharmaceutical emulsion is depend on the route of administration and ultimate therapeutic use. There are vehicles used for the formulation of the emulsion which may be aqueous and oil phase, and both are formulated separately. Formulation components which are used for the formulation of emulsion like additive or excipient, emulsifier or emulsifying agent, vehicle which may be oil phase or aqueous phase. Selection of oil phase. We can select any oil phase on the basis of their desired physical properties, their property to miscibility of oil and aqueous phase, and their desired consistency. Additive or excipients. First is the preservative or microbial growth inhibitor or antimicrobial preservative. They are substances that are commonly added to various foods and pharmaceutical products in order to prolong their shelf life. The preservative must be less toxic or non-toxic. They are stable to heat and storage. They are chemically compatible with other ingredients. Their cost is reasonable or low cost. They are having acceptable taste, odor and color. They are available in oil and aqueous phase at effective level concentration. Preservatives should be in an unionized state to penetrate the bacteria. These preservatives must not bind to other component of the emulsion. For example, sodium sorbate, sodium benzoate, benzoic acid, hydroxybenzoate and their derivatives sulfur dioxide and sulfide sodium benzoate. Second is antioxidant. Antioxidant is a molecule which inhibits the oxidation of other molecules. Autooxidation occurs by free radical reactions. There are antioxidants which are used for the prevention of the oxidation of reaction or molecule or emulsion. For example, gallic acid, ascorbic acid, sulfide, tocopherol. Other example like tertiary butyl hydroquinone, butylated hydroxyanisole, butylated hydroxytoluene and tertiary butyl hydroquinone. Then third is the buffering agent. These are materials which when dissolved in a solvent will enable the solution to resist any change in pH. Should an acid or an alkali be added? The choice of the suitable buffer depends on the pH and buffer in capacity required. Example is citrate, phosphate, acetate and carbonate. Manufacturing consideration of emulsion. Emulsification process can be carried out by four methods, which is known as the dry gum method, wet gum method, Popp's bottle method, and auxiliary method, in which dry gum method and wet gum methods comes under the trituration method. First is the dry gum method. In this method, the oil is first triturated with gum with a little amount of water to form the primary emulsion. The trituration is continued till a characteristic clicking sound is heard and a thick white cream is formed. Once the primary emulsion is formed, the remaining quantity of water is slowly added to form the final emulsion. Dry gum method is also known as a 4-to-1 method, that is the 4 parts या 4th volume of the oil, 2 parts of the water and 1 part of the gum. Then second is the wet gum method, which is also having a partition like 4-to-1, 4 part of the oil, 2 parts of the water and 1 part of the gum. In wet gum method, first gum and water are triturated together to form a mucilage. The required quantity of the oil is then added gradually in small proportions with through or thorough trituration to form the primary emulsion. Once the primary emulsion has been formed, remaining quantity of the water is added to make the final emulsion. Then third is the Popp's bottle method. This method is employed for preparing emulsion containing volatile and other non-viscous oil. Both dry gum and wet gum methods can be employed for the preparation, as a volatile oil have a low viscosity as compared to the fixed oil. They require comparatively large quantity of the gum for the emulsification. In bottle method, oil or water is first shaken thoroughly and vigorously with the calculated amount of the gum. Once this has emulsified completely, the second liquid, either oil or water, is then added all at once and the bottle is again shaken vigorously to form the primary emulsion. More of water is added in small portion with constant agitation after each addition to produce the final volume. There are different mechanical equipment which are used for the emulsification or agitation, like mechanical stirrer, propeller type mixer, that is the turbine and homogenizer. Then third is the colloidal mill, and last one is the ultrasonifier, which are used as a agitator or mechanical equipment for the emulsification. And last is the auxiliary method. In this, hand homogenizer used for the mixing or finely dividing the particles, which forces the emulsion through a very small orifice and reducing the dispersed droplet size to about 5 micron or less. Parameters which are considered during the preparation of the emulsion: stability of the active ingredient, stability of the excipient, visual appearance of the ingredient and API, color and odor, that is the development of the pungent odor or loss of the fragrance, viscosity, extrudability of the ingredient and emulsion, loss of water and other volatile vehicle components, concentration of the emulsifier, particle size distribution of dispersed phase, pH and temperature of the emulsification, methods and rate of the cooling of the emulsion, texture, feel upon application, what is the stiffness, grittiness, greasiness and tackiness, microbial contamination or sterility release or viability, that is the percutaneous absorption, and phase distribution and phase inversion are considered during the preparation of the emulsion. Test for emulsion. first is the dilution test. In this test, the emulsion is diluted either with oil or water. If the emulsion is oil in water type and it is diluted with water, it will remain stable as water is the dispersion medium. But if it is diluted with oil, the emulsion will break as a oil and water are not miscible with each other. Oil in water emulsion can easily be diluted with an aqueous solvent, whereas water in oil emulsion can be diluted with a oily liquid. When oil in water emulsion is diluted with water, there is no phase change, while these are diluted with oil, there are phase changes occur. Second is the conductivity test. The basic principle of the conductivity test is that water is a good conductor of the electricity. Therefore, in case of oil in water emulsion, this test will be positive as water is the external phase. In this test, an assembly is used in which a pair of the electrodes connected to an electric bulb is dipped into an emulsion. If the emulsion is oil in water type, the electric bulb glow. Third is the dye solubility test. In this test, an emulsion is mixed with a water soluble dye, amaranth, and observed under the microscope. If the continuous phase appears red, it means that the emulsion is oil in water type, as water is in the external phase and the dye will dissolve in it to give the color. If the scattered globules appear red and continuous phase colorless, then it is water in oil type emulsion. Similarly, if an oil soluble dye like scarlet red sea or Sudan third is added to an emulsion and the continuous phase appears red, then it is the water in oil emulsion. Then fourth is the fluorescence test. If an emulsion on exposure to ultraviolet radiation show continuous fluorescence under the microscope, then it is the water in oil type, and if it show only spotty fluorescence, then it is the oil in water type. And last is the cobalt chloride test. When a filter paper soaked in cobalt chloride solution is dipped in the emulsion and dry, it turns from blue to pink, indicating that the emulsion is oil in water emulsion type. Pharmaceutical applications of emulsion. Emulsions can be used for the following dosage form like oil products. Emulsions are used for the administering drugs orally due to the following reasons. First is the more palatable, like objectionable taste of texture of the medicinal agent get masked. Second is the better absorption. Due to the small globule size, the medicinal agent gets absorbed faster. Oil in water parenteral. They be used as the IV route and depot injection. In IV route, lipid nutrients are emulsified and given to the patient by IV route. Such emulsion have particle size less than the 100 nanometer. Second is the depot injection. It is a oil in water emulsion are used to disperse water soluble antigenic material in mineral oil for IM depot injection. And last is the topical products. Oil in water emulsion are more acceptable as water washable drugs bases for the cosmetic purpose, while water in oil emulsions are used for the treatment of the dry skin. Emulsion have the following advantage when used for the topical purpose like patient acceptance, washable character, acceptable viscosity, and their greasiness is very less. Thank you.